3 is your back to school authority. And as the new year begins, there are some things that parents, teachers, and even students can do just to make that transition a little easier for everyone.
Yeah, joining us now with her back to school basics is Hartford Healthcare's Institute of Living psychologist, Dr. Laura Saunders. All right, lay it on us. Can we get back to normal? Can we get back to a schedule? Can we get back into a routine?
Hello, friends. Happy Wednesday. And we are all adjusting, right? Parents are adjusting. Children are resisting adjustment.
Yep.
But we all need to get back sort of into the routine. And while I love summer and I love the sort of relaxed routines of summer, we need to get back to school. The structure, the learning, the support, it's all so important.
It really is, especially that sleep routine, because we've talked about this many times before, Doc, but my kids are really sensitive, I think, to like when the clocks change. So if it's still light out at 8:30ish, they're up. They're not settling down yet. And we've tried everything to try to get them to settle down. And I think myself, like a lot of parents, were just like, okay, it's the summer. What are we going to do? They're going to sleep in. But when is a good time to really start to try and batten down the hatch and get them to sleep early? It's hard.
It is hard. And so, some schools are starting next week.
Yeah.
So we need to start last week, let's start adjusting some of the sleep routines, dial them back a little bit. You're not going to get your teen from going to bed at midnight to going to bed at 10 o'clock. It doesn't happen like that. So they're just going to be tired in the beginning, but you just start by adjusting them back a little bit, 15 minutes at a time, 20 minutes at a time, dial them back, because sleep really is the core of letting your body know that it's time to rest, and then getting your body ready for having energy during the day.
Yeah, and you also say reduce screen time before bed, 15, 20, 30 minutes. Is that a good amount?
Yes, some amount, right? Sometimes pulling phones away or electronics away from your older kids is a painful experience. But the more you can get them in the habit of sort of putting something aside and then letting their brain rest for a little bit, stopping that light kind of into your brain, because your brain needs signals to slow down and rest. So the more you can take electronics away, the better. Nutrition's another really important thing, trying to introduce some, one different or healthier food into your child's diet is super important.
Ooh, that's a really good tip too. And those go hand in hand. What about the anxiety that some kids may experience, whether it's relating to a new grade, maybe a new school,
new
some
teacher.
kids. Yeah, there's a lot. Maybe you moved, a new routine too. What do you say about that?
So, and by anxiety, I don't even mean debilitating anxiety. Everyone has some anxiety about change and adjustment. So it's a new grade, it's a new school, it's a new bus route. So those kinds of things just take some adjustments. So talking to your child, what are you worried about? Driving the bus route, going to visit the school. Most schools do like a kind of orientation. You go visit your new classroom, your new teacher. So doing things to ease the adjustment and ease the transition can really help better manage that anxiety. But it's super important to label it as well.
As Dochi says, calling anxiety in 3, 2, 1. There you go. Peer relationships. Talk to us about that.
Social skills are life skills. And so I'm someone who believes that school is equally important to teach you peer relationships and social skills as it is academics, because you need to get along with people for the rest of your life. So the more we can focus on peer relationships as parents, as grandparents, as aunts and uncles, to support our young people, to have friends, to do after school activities, to do things outside of school. It doesn't have to be sports. There's lots of other activities that kids can participate in. Many kids get nervous in new situations. And for kids who have deficits in getting along with other kids, many schools are well versed in dealing with that. They have special little programs and groups.
All right, talking about lack thereof as well, I feel like the back to school time, parents are also trying to see, what do I have to advocate for my child as well? What is it that they're maybe lacking? And, sometimes it's not the school's fault, not the teacher's fault. It could just be a lack of funding. But, as parents, we really need to be dialed into what our kids need. So what do you say when it comes up to this topic?
Well, that's a great point, Nicole. It is the responsibility, the legal responsibility of the school to provide for the services of the child. However, it is on the parent's part to identify issues at first, check in with school support personnel, and be an advocate, right? Schools are not just going to magically pick up a child and determine what their
Right.
problems are. As a parent, you have to advocate.
And you also have to be involved in the school. That's key to success, right?
There's a ton of research that shows the more parents are involved in the school system, the more successful the children are in that school. So don't just put it all on the teachers.
Yeah.
Teachers do such hard work. Parents need to be actively involved in order to support the school system and the teachers.
Yeah, and actively involved at home too, just as much, right?
Absolutely. Parenting's the hardest job in the world. So we need to but we chose this, so we need to step into it. We need to, be involved in school. We need to get them involved in after school activities whenever possible, and do what we can, because the greatest gift we give our children is time and attention.
Thanks, Doc. Great advice.
I feel so much better, Doc, as I take some time off and get my kids prepped for school. So thank you for that. It was
Thanks,
great.
Doc. Always good to see you.
Have a great day.
All right.